Are Elgato products really worth it? That's what we're going to be talking about today. It's an Elgato review in 2020.
Well, we won't cover every product, but we'll cover the majority of them. So stay tuned.
Yes, so all right, get us on into some things here, dude. We're going to be talking about 10 different products specifically. So I want you to start us off, dude.
The first one, my favorite, Elgato Stream Deck. So back when I was first starting streaming on Twitch, I used a lot of hotkeys using through OBS Studio, and then even Streamlabs OBS. Matter of fact, that's where I had the biggest hang up was on Streamlabs OBS when I switched over to that using hotkeys. For some reason, they were still working out a lot of bugs or whatever during that beta testing. And that was one of the things you kind of brought up, and you were like, hey, why don't you give that thing a try? And I was like, well, you know, for a smaller streamer or somebody that was, you know, well, actually, I shouldn't say just starting out, but let's just say this, I didn't have that budget, that expense to be dropping that over $100 on something that I was going to use for firing off hotkeys. But go ahead, Dale, and pull that one up. Are we looking at it now?
Yep, we got it up.
Okay, all right. I'm looking over and I'm like, wait, it's an internal capture card, bro. So at any rate,
I know what I'm doing.
yeah. At the time, there was no mini and there was no XLL or XL, but Dale went ahead and snatched that up and surprised me with it. Believe it or not, had it sent to my house. And of course, you know me, I like to break products. The one thing that I did not like about the Stream Deck initially, now I don't know if they fixed it on any newer revisions or whatnot, but it was the plastic piece that actually holds it up. It is very, very flimsy. So if you're very heavy-handed like I am, I know you wouldn't imagine, you know, with little Stream Beam arms like this, but I'm very heavy-handed when it comes to my gear, keyboard, so on and so forth. So if you're kind of a klutz, that is the only drawback. Other than that, though, it is solid. It is rock solid.
So you actually something to speak about, like what Walt was talking about here, is you could see actually I took a couple twist ties to hold it in place because I am heavy-handed, and the fact that this gets moved around a lot on my desk. So what ends up happening is I go to like pick it up, and it's like it's falling apart. And yeah, so I just did some twist ties on it.
The stand, not the actual
I don't know if they actually ended up. Yeah, the Stream Deck itself, you can literally just pull it off.
Is solid.
Yeah,
I mean, yes,
you can just pull it right off the stand and
back,
such.
The buttons, everything. And then the other great feature I loved about it too, and that was actually before Dale, you even purchased it for me. I remember reading a lot of the reviews when it first came out, was the fact that you could add your own design, your own graphics to the buttons. Which is really cool. So then I started putting animated GIFs and this and that on my buttons, so they really stood out. And then when I hit the button and activate something, you could actually change the image to something else or have it darken or whatever to where you know if something's on or off. Yeah. So yeah,
so you can see some of them for my self-publishing with Dale lives and such. For LST, I don't have anything fancy. I'm lazy. I don't feel like doing it. But yeah.
Bottom line, though, when it comes down to money spent on it, true, it was Dale's money, not mine. But the thing is it worth $150? Well, once again, it was and it wasn't. So from the standpoint that I was in, I could have waited. I could have, kept using the hotkeys that I had set up through my keyboard itself. Now, then once I had it, though, try to take it away from me and I'll probably fight you for it. So
likewise. I love it. It's my buttons. It makes for some reason for me, dude, like doing live streaming stressful as it is, having this makes it easy. So for instance, when I transitioned that screen, all I needed to do was press that button and just pull up that window, and as it was going through the transition, it popped up the Amazon window. So you could see it makes a world of a difference. But any rate, you're getting the Elgato Stream Deck, the standard one. This is about $150. To me, it's well worth it. I've more than used it. And on top of that, you know, something that is good to bring up, it's you can use it for miscellaneous things outside of live streaming. So I had it tied up to my GIMP. I had it. You can do it for Photoshop. It's a hotkey button, so you could use it for just about anything that you wish to. If you're a writer, you could use it for writing in some capacities, so for like copying and pasting. If you want to do numerous other things, it's endless. But what I want to talk about next
that was thunder.
yeah, I got it here as well. So, but at any rate, so let's go into the very next product. I got this one, bro. So we're going to go on over into the
Capture
Elgato
cards.
Stream Deck Mini. And
we're talking about the minis. We're still on the Stream Decks.
Yeah, we're still on the Stream Decks, man.
Right.
You're jumping forward here on me. So
I know. I got caught all up.
If you're strapped for cash, if you're saying to yourself, Dale, Walt, I just don't think that I can spend $150, then you can walk it back to the Mini. And there's good reason for us to go ahead and talk about the Mini. But Walt, what would be the main reason why we would consider doing the Mini?
Desk space, especially for you. I think if the Mini was out when you ordered it, you probably would have said, all I need is the Mini. Because the fact that you can actually assign folders within folders within folders within folders within folders within folders on those buttons. So you don't need 10 gazillion buttons to do what you need to do. You can set one button up to keep going into folders or whatnot, and then use the other buttons to trigger your scenes or whatever you got going on. So yeah, like there.
This is a great example here. So I'll show you folks here. And this works the same across all Stream Decks. You can literally create a folder inside here. Maybe we can do a separate live. So you can see there's what says LST. This is what I'm doing to go into my folder. I just go boom, and it opens these up. So you can create a bunch of subfolders from this point. And when we go into like the screen share, I just press the screen share. We have the welcome screen. This is a little bit less dialed in like I normally do for my other lives over on Self-Publishing with Dale. But for the most part, you could see Mini is just fine. But let's just say, for instance, though, Walt, like honestly, I really just don't see myself doing the small deck. But the medium-sized deck, the standard one, isn't for me. So, dude, you got to kind of, you need to share with me the very next option. And I'm going to go ahead into a screen share on this one again.
The next option would be the XL. And XL is basically saying
Big
you're going to get more buttons. More buttons. This is for people like me that are lazy and don't feel like setting up a bunch of folders within folders within folders within folders.
Right.
Because, well, it's not necessarily that I'm lazy and I don't feel like setting it up. It's when I'm spinning multiple plates, especially as a game streamer. I'm focusing on the game. I'm focusing on chat, this and that, and I'm wanting to trigger off different things. I don't want to have to sit there and memorize what different things I have to fire off and what folders they're in. I want all those buttons right there at my disposal. So I'm not having to switch over to the next folder to get to more buttons. That's where the XL would come in. As a matter of fact, if the price point was just a little tad cheaper, $250, we're talking that's $100 more. Are you getting twice the amount of buttons? Yeah, no, it just, once again, there's not any really extra features on there other than the fact that you have more buttons. So is that worth an extra 100? If you have that extra 100, you have that that money for that expense, I say go for it. I know if I had that extra cabbage to spend, I would snatch up that XL and either give one of my other streamer friends that don't have a Stream Deck, I'd probably donate it to their stream or sell it on Facebook Marketplace.
And we'd love to hear from each one of the viewers that are watching this, whether on replay or live right now. We've got 10 viewers over on Amazon Live. Thank you very much for tuning in. And those of you that are over on the various platforms, we'd love to hear from you. Do you have the Elgato Stream Deck? Is that something you've bought? What is your experience so far with it? And if you don't use the Elgato Stream Deck, let us know what you do use. Is it just kind of the old-fashioned way that you go through and kind of click through every various thing? Because I know that can sometimes be a bit of a chore. And this is one of the things, if I were to ever say to people, if you're doing live streaming, one of the easiest ways to just clean things up and make it easier for yourself, Stream Deck, hands down. Love doing Stream Deck. It's just one of the fantastic ways to do it.
Takes a bit of time, but it saves time in the long run.
Yeah, so let's transition on over to the next one, dude.
Capture cards. Go ahead and pull that capture card up that you had before.
For sure.
That's what threw me off earlier. You had that capture card up instead of the stream. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, so here's the thing. Of course, you got the external one up there, but that's okay.
Go ahead.
All right, so we're hitting the internal first. Okay, my bad. I misread. Okay, so this would be the Capture, the HD60 Pro.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are going to sit there and argue with me, and by all means, please do in the comment section. But the HD60 Pro and the HD60S, The only difference is one is internal, one is external.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Why would you want one that's external versus one that's internal? So, for instance, Dale is very limited on space. He likes to keep his desktop clean and clutter-free. He doesn't like a bunch of cable. He's really precise in his cable management.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, way cleaner than my cable management. Mine looks like a ball of trash.
I was gonna say you don't have cable management.
Yeah, it's called my foot. But
hashtag tangled.
Yeah. So regardless, so with the internal, it gets out of sight, out of mind. You still have that ability to plug whatever you want to into it with a HDMI. So the thing is it's just going to be, do you like to travel with your capture card? Are you a laptop streamer and you're just hooking it up to your console? I know a few streamers that are like that. They don't have really big, expensive rig PCs. They play their console games. They run it through their laptop. They, do whatever overlays they need to on OBS through their laptop, but they're using that capture card to capture the platform that they're gaming on, whether it be Xbox or PlayStation. So that's the only, and that's why you see the same price. Really, it's $180 for either one. So it's just going to be pretty much comes down to this. So like Dale, I mean, here's the thing: what if they didn't have the internal? Would you have opted out? I mean, would you have just said, forget about it? And
I would still go with the external. I would still do it.
Here's the thing, let them know what you use it for, because he's not a game streamer. So let them know what you do with it, because I know a lot of people kind of hit at me hard when it comes to, well, Walt only kind of speaks to the game streamers. So Dale, tell them what you use. For me,
when it comes to the game capture, now this is whether you're using the external or you're using the internal. I don't care either one of them, and we're going to get to the big boss here in just a second here. Let's talk about the $180 models. For me, my primary reason is I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a video content creator. I'm a live streamer. And I'm not a gamer. I honestly, like, the most games I play is Marvel Puzzle Quest. What I use this is going to be actually for if I'm doing tutorials. Let's say, for instance, I want to record or stream my Mac, but I do it through my PC. See, that's kind of the nice thing is I could record it on my Mac and then upload it on over to PC. Now, instead, what I do is I go ahead and I use the game capture card. I record that process through PC by way of the game capture card. Makes life easier, and then I'm able to share that. There's many other uses. If I wanted to game stream, I could always do that. But for me, it's getting it to where Mac can work hand in hand with PC. And by way of the game capture card. Again, internal, external doesn't make a difference to me. I'm glad it's internal because I've got enough crap here as it is. I don't need more to pile on top of my desk.
Yeah, good. Thanks for getting out of the way. Okay, so the next one, Dale couldn't wait for this one. The Big Daddy, the 4K 60 Pro MK.2, $250. Okay, so this big jump, it is far, far superior than the HD60. I'm sorry, folks. They asked for a little bit more. You're going to get this is where you get your bang for your buck.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, Dale, when you bought your internal, I think this was either way out of the price point, like it just came out.
It was too far out of reach.
Super expensive, or it wasn't quite out yet. I couldn't remember because you bought that internal one a while ago.
It was out, but honestly, that jump in price just was not something I was willing to invest.
That price has softened. Now, here's the thing, Dale. So why would you want and need something like this?
Ooh, let's transition over the screen so that way I can kind of just have a face-to-face chat here with folks. If for some reason I feel limited at 1080p, 60 frames per second, then that would be my next step is 4K. And I've got right now the Sony a6400, and it does shoot in 4K. However, my PC doesn't have the capacity to handle the 4K yet. I don't have the monitor to use it. So right now, it's just not in the cards. It doesn't make sense. As soon as I do upgrade my PC and it's able to handle the graphics for 4K, 60 frames per second, then I can consider Sony a6400. But here's the catch though, dude, is because the Sony a6400, it's 4K, at 30 frames per second, it's not like it's going to change 30 frames per second from this camera to 60 frames per second. It just doesn't work that way. But if I had that capacity, if I had a camera that shoots at that, then that's fantastic. Now for gamers, that's probably where it's going to be really, really big, especially for some very graphics intense gaming type streams.
Well, once again, you brought up the best point on this, and this is kind of where, you know, a lot of newbie streamers kind of hit us up on questions or whatnot. They're using low-end rigs or mid-sized rigs, and they're expecting to push, you know, 1080p at 60 frames per second, or they're trying to jump into that 4K, and they're just not realizing, yeah, okay, you have a 4K monitor, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be able to stream, because you got to remember, you have to encode all that information and you have to send it upstream. That is a lot of information. When you make that jump from 1080p or even 720p to that 4K, that is a lot more information that you're pushing. And you also have to remember what goes up must come down. That means as well as that,
who's your audience?
Who's your audience? Or do you have a bunch of people watching you on 4K monitors or 4K TV screens? You know, that's the thing. If not, then why push it? Why spend it when you could spend more money on a microphone, better audio interface, better lighting?
It should be the last thing that you should be focused on, is going up to that high 4K at 60 frames per second. You can future-proof yourself. So in the instance, let's say, for instance, you're like, but I really, really want this. Then get it,
because it's backwards compatible.
It'll work with all those other things here, folks. So I wouldn't sweat that too much. If you really are like, okay, I've got the 250, let's go ahead and get it. As a reminder too, folks, as we're kind of talking about this and you're watching out on the various platforms, a lot of these products are available down below on Amazon Live. Join us over at livestreamingtech.com/Amazon Live. If you happen to be watching on Amazon Live, do us a favor, hit some stars there and visit some of these products to help support a little bit of the stream. So, all right, man, we are going a little long on things. I want to make sure that we're just kind of moving things along here.
Yep.
So the very next product that we need to do is going to be the Elgato Cam Link. The Elgato Cam Link 4K is something actually I'm currently using right at this minute. Actually, not on this specific screen, but this is how I've got my Sony a6400 DSLR camera put into the live stream. So I'm using it as a webcam with the Cam Link. Now, go figure, when I went to go buy mine, I had to order from Best Buy because Amazon was out of stock, and it's back on. And I'm going to tell you, for 130 bucks, this makes life so much easier. And much like what you and I were saying before, man, was with the 4K, you have the capacity to do the Cam Link at 4K, but I'm obviously streaming at 1080p right now, so it's still able to handle that. And by the way,
but it's ready to when you want to make that jump.
It's ready to go. So I'm at least future-proofed, and to my knowledge, I don't think there was any other Cam Link that was less than this. So I just went ahead and got it. So for 130 bucks, if you've got a camera of some sort, like a Sony or a Canon or something else like that, and you want to stream, then this is probably going to be the option for you.
Yep, most definitely. Okay, let's move into my favorite and something that I probably should spend a lot more time on because my old setup, I spent a lot of time on the background and lighting. And here recently, I just been kind of lazy about it. So yeah, lighting and background, Dale. So here is kind of, this is one that I've been drooling over for some time now. It's the Elgato Key Lighting Air. That cranks in at what, 1400 looms. That's pretty darn bright.
1400 lumens. Yeah, that's enough to go hunting with, for crying out loud.
Yeah. $184. I feel now, Dale, I don't know what looms your LED lighting system. It's pretty darn bright. I know that.
Let's you know what? We're on Amazon right now. Let's go ahead. I'm going to break it on open here and let's find out for sure. Dang it. What's the name of my product? Hang on. I'm going to have to do this off screen so people aren't looking at my private account.
That's okay. That's okay. But I'll keep talking about the product anyway. So we're looking at $184. Now, the reason why I haven't made that release of that money to buy it up, because they're like, well, Walt, you've been drooling over it some time. That's because I got Dale's hand-me-down lighting system, which has served me just fine through the years. I have the old school umbrella lighting with the huge fluorescent light bulbs. I even have box lights. Of course, I don't have the box lights set up here because I don't have my green screen and whatnot set up. But between the two umbrella lights and two box lights, I had ample lighting, and so there wasn't really a purpose to jump over, like other than clear up space. Well, I had tons of space at my old place because I streamed down on a finished basement, and I had tons of room. Now, as you see, yeah, this isn't a green screen. That's my actual bed back there that I kind of half made. So it would be really, really, really super cool to have these lights now, because these umbrella lights, unfortunately, they take up a lot of room when it comes to lighting, where these lights are very low impact when it comes to taking up space and real estate.
Okay, so I found out, and by the way, these lights are no longer available. They're available through Altura. Let me go ahead back over to the screen share.
Now, what he's talking about, he's not talking about the Elgato.
I'm not talking about the Elgato. This is the light I'm currently using right now, and this ran me, I think, $30 or $40 back in the day. It was a nice kit, but it's just no longer available. I don't want to tease everybody with this, but to kind of just at least put it in perspective as far as what the lumens are, I had to scroll down and found out it's 950 lumens. So let me just crank my light up here really good. We'll come back over here to the zoom screen here. And so this is the brightest setting possible. That's 950 lumens. And this is, you can see this is just one light. It's more than sufficient. So at that smallest Elgato light, what was it, 1,500 lumens?
1,400.
I go blind, by the way. This is bright. This is really bright. Like it's
you think I'm gonna get some sun? I'm gonna be definitely getting a tan if I start using those at max level.
Yeah. So in any event, so you have the Elgato Key Light Air, which is at 1,400 lumens. That runs about $184. And then the Elgato Key Light, that's at 2,800 lumens.
Yeah, which jumps up to 350. Now, so here's the thing. So we're obviously pretty close to our lights, and we're just sitting. We're not moving around. We're not standing up. So that's something you'd probably be asking yourself, well, why would I need a brighter light wall? Well, it's because you're trying to light more space. So in other words, if I was standing in the background and I'm standing away from the camera to kind of get, almost all my body or 3/4 of my body in frame, then obviously I'm going to need a little bit more lighting to light up the room. Or maybe I don't have those windows back there, or like Dale has. Dale has a lot of window natural light coming in as well. So if you're in a dark basement, that's when you really do. Like I was saying, I was using almost all 4 lights when I was live streaming down in the basement, because I did not have natural light coming in. Or now all I need is 1, maybe 2 lights at the most, which I'm only using 1 today. So that's the thing. But that is a big price jump. So Dale, I mean, weigh in on that one.
For me, I'll tell you, I'm an Elgato fanboy. I'm not gonna lie. When you told me that they had this and the fact that it integrates with your Stream Deck,
yes, I forgot to bring that up. That was one thing you and I both drooled over, which was like,
not to mention the more expensive one. By the way, the cheaper one at 1,400 lumens, the Light Air, is actually a stand, whereas with the Key Light, the more expensive one at 350, it actually is a clamp. So you could clamp it to your monitor, your desk, whatever you might want to. And for me, I would end up investing $350 on one
just for
light.
The clamp.
Yeah, for the clamp, and the fact that it's brighter, you're again future-proofing yourself. And I like to kind of keep all my stuff. The problem is with the Altura light that I'm currently using, I need to kick that back. That's just killing my eyes. The problem with the Altura light is Kelly doesn't want me just leaving stands setting up every which way. And I sometimes get away with putting it up against the wall and be done with it. It would be nice to have everything compact on my desk, and so that way it's up and out of the way. So that is really the convenience of getting the Elgato Key Light.
So what you're saying is she can't yell at you for a clamp.
Yeah, right. If it's all self-contained, then it's not so much of an issue. But let's segue into one more product. And by the way, stick around. This is our last product, and we're going to go over to the live Q&A here. Our last product is going to be, let's go ahead and switch it on over here, the Elgato green screen. Yes. And so I know Walt, he's shooting in his room, and see, now at least I have my little nook here, my little office space that I don't really need a green screen. I'm able to build around it, but he's able to get a green screen put up. Now he has a green screen, but unfortunately it's too freaking large.
Super huge.
So what we're going to end up doing is I'm just going to go ahead and add this to cart, and drop that in. So yeah, you guys are watching live on air as I'm going to go ahead and, sorry, bro, I I love you and all, but yeah, you ain't getting that expensive one. So we're going to go ahead. I think I seen one that had Prime, so I'm going to go ahead and add that to cart, and I will go over and proceed to check out over here.
He said you don't get a clamp. He said you don't get the stand.
Sorry, man. You get the stand, dude. You get the stand. So
hey, you know what though? At least it's not used. I mean, you gotta think. I'm still using your hand-me-downs from what, 5-6 years ago when you first started recording videos.
So true. So true. Yeah, that is true. All right. So in any event, I'm gonna go over here. Return to cart. All right. For some reason, it didn't throw the green screen in. I want to make sure it adds that green screen in. I didn't put it in there. What are you doing with your life, Amazon? But all right. But before I go ahead and purchase this stuff, I want to make sure that we, of course, mention again here, folks.
Well, hang on. You missed the biggest part about that green screen.
The Elgato
Why would it work great for me, Dale?
Because we can cover up your mess.
No. Hey, this isn't bad. No. So here's the thing. Because it's collapsible, I can break that thing down and put it over here in the corner. Kind of like what he does with his lighting stands, where I don't have anyone to yell at me for that except for myself. That's hence why my bed's kind of haphazardly made back there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the one thing. I was even joking with Dale, and really I wasn't joking. I mean, I kind of was, but I wasn't, which is those ones that attach to the back of your chair. And I'm sitting there thinking, yeah, really, other than playing with the lighting a little bit and camera positioning or whatever, even that would work for me. And you would never know the difference of whether or not I was sitting in my room or not.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So start to bring us over here into the next bullet point, man.
Yeah, so that's the thing. We kind of want to know here at Live Streaming Tech, what do you think and what Elgato products you use? And it doesn't even have to be Elgato products. Maybe you found a better lighting system or a better green screen or a better capture card. Let us know down in the comments or live now. And what products out of these ones that we covered would you like to have? Remember, you can find these on Amazon Live if you go to livestreamingtech.com/Amazon Live. You can find these products listed down there. We got them all tied in for you, so it's just one click away. There's no obligation to buy it, and if you happen to buy it, you kind of help support the channel. Just remember that.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, by the way, wherever you're watching from, we've said this a few times, let us know where you're watching from. Are you watching on YouTube? Are you on Amazon Live? We've got 7 viewers over here on Amazon Live, and thank you so much. We're on Periscope, Facebook twice, actually, on the business page, and all through the magic of Restream.io. Big thanks to them because they make life so much easier.
Yep.
If you want to come to the VIP club, go over to livestreamingtech.com/Amazon Live, and you can actually see all the products down below the page. For some reason, the shopping cart is just not working with me here, bro. It's just,
that's okay.
I'm going to go ahead and add in the there we go.
So that leads us to that. It should only take... it should be here probably by Monday or Tuesday. So as soon as I get those products in, folks, I will go ahead and do unboxing videos, and I will give a quick review on them. Although you kind of already know how I'm going to review. Now, the green screen one, I really have not had hands-on experience with. Where the lightings, I've gone into Micro Center and I've played. Sorry, Dale, I had to narc myself out on that one. I'm a full-blown mark when it comes to Elgato products and whatnot. So, of course, this was pre-COVID. Now you can't go in. You can go in the store, but they have a guy in a hazmat suit that sprays you down. And I mean, and they literally take you to the product that you. No, I'm serious. They take you to the product that you say you're going there to buy. They give it to you. They put their little sticker on there, and they escort you back up.
It's not as bad now. It's not as bad now, dude.
Okay.
No.
When I went in, it was like, "What are you here for?" And I'm like, Ethernet cable.
They like, did say that.
Okay,
yeah.
Step forward. They're like, and then it's like the guy's like, "Follow me," and he's like, "How length?" I said, "Well, I need a 50." Here you go. All right, let me take you up.
Yeah, they've eased up a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, holy moly! Next time I'll just order online. I didn't know I was going to get spritzed.
Yeah, no kidding. So,
so if you have any questions, drop them in the chat real quick here in the next couple minutes.
Yeah. So, dude, you ain't gonna believe this. They sold out of green screens. That's why it won't go in the cart.
Are you serious? It sold out that quick?
Not kidding. And the third-party sellers are selling it for $300 to $400.
Nope. No. Nope, I'll go downstairs and pull up the big one.
We did too good of a job in selling people the green screen. They went ahead and picked it up. No green screen for you.
Okay, well that's probably why you were having a problem putting it in there. You better snatch up that light then before somebody buys it.
Oh man, yeah. Alrighty, well shoot, man. This has been a blast. Who bought that green screen? Someone needs to let me know, man.
Why was there only one left?
I think there was one left. Corsair sold out. Yeah, they sold it out. Yeah. And see, the funny thing is, Walt even warned me. He's like, maybe you should just buy it ahead of time, man. And I'm like,
I did.
We'll do it live on the air.
Yeah, he wanted to do it live, and I was like, why? You don't want to see credit card information? Just put it in the cart and buy it now, and we'll talk about doing an unboxing when I get in it. Well, I guess I'm not doing the unboxing on the green screen unless one of my viewers purchased it from me.
Oh man,
it's coming to my house right now, but that's okay. That's okay. There's always another day. Dale and I live on Amazon, literally, and that's where you'll be able to find us, folks. Don't forget, you'll be able to find us every Friday live here on Amazon Live. Next week at 12:15, -4 GMT time. And next week we're going to be talking about monitors. That's right. Now here's the thing: Dale and I kind of have, a little bit differences, and we're kind of a little bit picky. He's I'd say real picky on monitors. Me,
I'm super picky. I'm super picky,
which is weird because I'm the gamer and he's not. So
right. Yeah,
tune in and find out why.
But yeah, before we do disconnect, believe it or not, there are actually 12 people that are watching right now on Amazon Live. Thank you very much for tuning in, folks. There's actually going to be a replay of this and us talking about the Elgato products, but keep in mind you can always take a look at some of these products and why we wholeheartedly stand behind the Elgato brand.
And if you bought that green screen, go ahead and cancel that order now, or send it to 3140.
You're gonna get a bunch of glitter bombs sent to your house now.
Yeah, probably.
You had to stop them. You had to stop yourself for a second. You're like, maybe I shouldn't dox myself.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna dox myself.
Oh man,
not that it's too hard, please.
Yeah, so yeah, this has been fantastic, dude. If those of you that are on the Amazon live stream, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm actually going to hit the end stream.
Make sure you hit that follow button.
Yes, and hit that follow button, of course, because next week we will be at Friday at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Daytime. We will be talking about monitors and such. And so here we go. Bye to everybody on Amazon Live. Everybody else, though, hitting the end stream. All right, cool. And so, hey, dude, what's the next video for us to go and check out down here, man?
Live streaming tech and gear for 2020 video series. Definitely check it out.
Yeah, click that next video. You're watching this currently right now live. You're probably going, where is it? Well, you're going to have to see